Once upon a time, in a bustling town, there lived a hard-working merchant. He earned his living by selling salt and provided a comfortable life for his wife and two sons. But while the younger son was confident, outgoing, and admired by everyone, the elder son was very different. He was shy, quiet, and hesitant to speak. People often mocked him, calling him foolish, and many even took advantage of his innocence. The merchant grew frustrated with his elder son's timid nature. Instead of encouraging him, he scolded him harshly, thinking it would toughen him up. But this only crushed his self-esteem further. When exams came, fear clouded his mind. Even when he knew the answers, his trembling hands could not write them down. His confidence crumbled, and he grew into a young man full of doubts. Eventually, his father put him in charge of the family shop. But fear followed him everywhere. Mistakes became common, and his father's anger grew. One day, cunning men tricked him. They claimed, "Your father sent us to take the salt to the city." Too shy to question them, he let them take everything. When his father returned and found the shop empty, his fury knew no bounds. "You fool!" he shouted. "You've ruined me. Get out of my sight and never return." The young man, humiliated and heartbroken, wandered to the riverbank. Tears streamed down his face as he thought, "I am worthless. There's no point in living anymore." But just as he was about to end his life, something unexpected happened.
The young man stood at the edge of the river, ready to throw himself in. Suddenly, a hand grabbed him and pulled him back. It was a young disciple passing by. "Why did you stop me?" the young man cried. "My life is useless. I can't do anything right." The disciple looked into his tear-filled eyes and said gently, "Life is given only once. If you live, you can overcome failure. But if you give up, you will never know your true strength." The young man poured out his heart. "I am shy and weak. My father hates me. People call me a fool. I have no education. Do I even deserve to live?" The disciple listened with patience and then smiled. "I know someone who can help you. My teacher. He has the answers you seek. Come with me." At first, the young man resisted. Fear whispered in his mind, "What if this is another disappointment?" But with persuasion, he followed. They walked until they reached a peaceful ashram. Under the shade of a large tree sat a great saint in deep meditation, his presence calm and powerful. The disciple bowed, and the young man, trembling, did the same. As soon as he saw the saint, his heart broke open. He fell to his knees and wept. "You are my last hope. If you cannot help me, I will end my life." The saint opened his eyes, calm and wise. "My child, tell me your story." The young man recounted everything, his failures, his father's anger, his shame. When he finished, the saint said, "I can help you, but first you must follow my instructions for 3 days. If you succeed, your life will change forever." What were those instructions? The test would begin the very next morning.
On the first day, the saint said, "Go and speak to 10 strangers. Ask them about their life and write down their answers." The young man froze. Speak to strangers? His biggest fear. His hands trembled, but he remembered the saint's words. This was his last hope. So, nervously, he went into the town. The first person ignored him. The second mocked him. The third said harshly, "Leave me alone." Each rejection stung like a wound, but he pressed on. Finally, One person smiled and shared their story. Then another spoke kindly, and another. By evening, he had spoken to 10 people. Though shaky, he felt proud. For the first time in his life, he had broken his silence. He rushed back to the saint. "I did it," he said, a small spark of confidence in his voice. The saint nodded. "Well done. You have taken the first step. Courage grows each time you act, even when afraid." That night, the young man thought, "Maybe I am not as hopeless as I believed." But the second task would test him even more. This time, he would have to stand before an audience.
On the second day, the saint said, "Today you must teach 10 young students about the importance of water." The young man gasped. "Me? Teach? But I have no education. They will laugh at me." The saint smiled. "Those children don't know your fears. Just share what you already know." With trembling steps, he stood before the children. His voice shook as he began. "Water is important because we need it to drink." The children listened quietly. Emboldened, he continued, "Water helps us cook, clean, grow crops, and stay alive." The lesson was short and clumsy, but the children clapped. His face flushed with relief. He ran back to the saint. "I was so scared," he admitted, "but I did it." The saint encouraged him. "Try again tomorrow." The next day, he talked the children again. This time, his voice was stronger. He even smiled. By the end, he realized something powerful. He was no longer afraid. The saint said, "See, confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you create." The young man felt a new strength rising inside him. But the third and final task would be the hardest of all, facing the one person he feared most, his father. On the third day, the saint said, "Now you must return to your father. Ask for his forgiveness." The young man's heart sank. "No, he will never forgive me. I cannot face him." The saint's voice grew firm. "If you refuse, I cannot give you the final answer." Torn between fear and hope, the young man finally agreed. With trembling steps, he returned home. His father glared at him, but before anger could rise, the young man fell to his knees. "Father, I know I failed you, but please forgive me. Give me one more chance. I will prove myself." The merchant was stunned. For the first time, his son spoke with honesty and courage. His heart softened. "Very well," he said. "I forgive you. Let us begin again." The young man ran back to the saint. "I did it! Now tell me the secret to confidence." The saint smiled. "My child, you have already discovered it. Your true enemy was never your shyness, it was your fear. People see you as you present yourself. Even if you feel weak, act with courage, and no one will doubt you. True strength comes from believing in yourself." Years later, that same young man became a respected businessman, admired for his wisdom and confidence. And so his story teaches us this: confidence is not something we are born with, it is something we build. Our biggest limits exist only in our minds. Fear and doubt can chain us, but courage and persistence can set us free. Moral lesson: even the shyest person can become strong if they choose to believe in themselves.